Hey, this is Wyatt with Creative Habits Podcast, and today's Creative Spark is all about rest and relaxation. Two books that combined together, I think, make for a pretty cool little spark for you to try, a little experiment. Okay, so here it is, Peak Performance. First one is Peak Performance, Elevate Your Game, Avoid Burnout, and Thrive with the New Science of Success. And this is by two authors, Brad Stulber and Steve Magness, and there's a bunch of great information in here. A lot of it is bent towards athletes, but all of it transfers over to whatever creative endeavor, whatever it is that you're doing. Now, here's a quote that I'll give you that kind of puts this into perspective when you're talking about rest. And I'll give you a little story, but the thing of it is, even though the quote is kind of based on information you might have heard before, they bring it together in such a way that it just you can apply it in all areas of your life. So, okay, here's the quote. The key to strengthening your biceps, and we'll learn any muscle, be it physical, cognitive, or emotional, is balancing the right amount of stress with the right amount of rest. Stress plus rest equals growth. This equation holds true regardless of what it is that you're trying to grow. Okay, so Roger Bannister, everybody, hears about Roger Bannister. He's always used as an example, right? But here's the thing. Even though he broke the 4-minute mile when people didn't think it was possible, a lot of people don't know that 2 weeks before he did that, he actually just went hiking with friends. And then when he came back from hiking, he was very light exercise that he did. All that rest and recuperation that happened beforehand helped him break that 4-minute mile. Now, I really like the idea of naps, and a lot of people make fun of me because I do take naps, 20 minutes. And if you're able to do this, there's a lot of science behind how it actually rejuvenates your brain. Now, regardless on if you think you need naps, here's a little hammock test. Here's a little test you can do. I call it the hammock test. Now, this is non-scientific, but basically go into a hammock and rest for 5 minutes. Don't do anything, close your eyes, and just lay there for 5 minutes. If you fall asleep before the 5 minutes is done, then you're under-rested and you need more sleep, and you will benefit greatly from taking a nap. That's my unofficial test for you. Now, rest is something interesting when you combine it with something else, and that's nature. That's where our other book comes in. It's all about nature. It's called The Nature Fix, Why Nature Makes Us Happier, Healthier, and More Creative. And this one is awesome. And it brings in a lot of science. It's by Florence Williams, and it's a really cool book. Now, it's not for everybody, but it tells some stories, a lot of them from Japan, where they delve into the nature and make it more of a thing, But when you go for a walk, it actually keys into parts of your brain. Nature actually rejuvenates your brain when you're walking in nature, not walking down the street. And I mean, it's beneficial to walk anywhere, but nature in particular rejuvenates your brain in ways. And she goes into the science of it and everything like that. But here's the thing: take a walk, take a 10-minute walk, go into nature, wherever it might be, a park, whatever. But the more it's less industrialized, like a park is somewhat industrialized, the more benefits you're going to get. And here's the other part, and some people might disagree with this, but taking your shoes off and actually going barefoot, touching the ground has been known to ground people. And so you may have different opinions on that. That's okay. Find something that works for you and go for it. But use rest as part of your whole process, because even on a micro level, when you take that rest, that's when you get your ideas. Your ideas come through your mind, your subconscious, in ways you wouldn't be able to if you're always active. So there it is, your Creative Spark for today. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.